Right now, someone watching this video is exhausted, completely drained. You've been pushing and fighting and struggling for months, maybe even years, and deep down, you know something isn't right. What if I told you that the very thing you're fighting against might be the exact thing God is calling you toward? Here's the uncomfortable truth. When you resist God's plan, life becomes a battlefield, and you're always losing. Look at Jonah. God said, "Go to Nineveh." Jonah said, "Absolutely not," and bought a ticket in the opposite direction. What happened next? Storm, drowning, swallowed by a giant fish, 3 days in darkness. That wasn't punishment, that was redirection. Today, I'm going to show you 5 warning signs that you're fighting against God's plan for your life. And more, importantly, how to stop the struggle and step into His perfect peace. If you've been feeling restless, frustrated, or like you're running in circles, this message is for you. Let's dive in. Picture this. You're swimming in the ocean and suddenly you realize you're caught in a riptide. Your natural instinct is to swim directly back to shore, right? But here's what every lifeguard will tell you. Fighting a riptide head-on will exhaust you. It will literally kill you. The secret? Stop fighting. Swim parallel to the shore until you escape the current. This is exactly what happens when we resist God's plan. We think we're being strong, but we're actually drowning ourselves. Jonah's story isn't just an ancient tale, it's a mirror. God told him to go to Nineveh and preach to his enemies. Jonah's response? No way. I'd rather die. So he ran to Tarshish, the complete opposite direction. But here's what Jonah learned the hard way. You can't outrun an omnipresent God. The storm came, the sailors were terrified, and Jonah knew exactly why everything was falling apart. He was fighting against the very one who controls the winds and waves. Here's the thing about God's plans. They're not suggestions, they're not requests. Proverbs 19:21 puts it bluntly. You can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. That means every scheme, every backup plan, every attempt to go your own way will ultimately fail if it's not aligned with His will. But here's the beautiful part. When you stop fighting and start flowing with His plan, everything changes. Thy struggle stops. The peace begins. The breakthrough comes. So the question isn't whether God's plan will happen. The question is, will you experience it through struggle or through surrender? Let me ask you something. Have you been tossing and turning at night? Mind racing with worry? Heart pounding with anxiety? That's sign number 1. Constant restlessness. Peace isn't just a feeling. It's a spiritual GPS system. When you're aligned with God's will, His peace guards your heart. Isaiah 26:3 promises perfect peace for those whose minds are stayed on Him. No peace. You might be walking in the wrong direction. Sign number 2. Doors keep slamming shut. You apply for that job. Rejected, you pursue that relationship. It falls apart. You start that business. It fails. One closed door might be a coincidence. Multiple closed doors. That's God's protection. Revelation 3:7 tells us that what God opens, no one can shut, and what He shuts, no one can open. Sometimes, closed doors aren't obstacles. They're divine redirections. Sign number 3, disobedience followed by deep regret. You know that voice inside telling you to end that toxic relationship, to quit that compromising job, to forgive that person, but you ignore it, and every time you do, regret floods your soul. Sign number 4, exhaustion without progress. You're busy but not fruitful, working but not winning. That's what happens when you're operating in your own strength instead of His power. Psalm 127:1 warns us, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Sign number 5, unshakable conviction. That quiet voice that follows you everywhere. That's not condemnation. That's the Holy Spirit calling you home. John 16:8 tells us He convicts the world of sin, righteousness, and judgment. He's not trying to shame you, He's trying to save you. Let me tell you about Sarah. She was a talented graphic designer with a stable job, good salary, benefits. But For 2 years, she felt God calling her to start a nonprofit for underprivileged kids. Her response? God, that's financial suicide. I have bills. I have responsibilities. So she stayed and fought, and every day became harder. She developed insomnia. Her anxiety skyrocketed. She started snapping at her family. Her work performance declined. She was physically present but emotionally absent. Sound familiar? Here's what Sarah learned. Fighting. God's plan doesn't just affect your spiritual life, it affects everything. Your relationships suffer. Your health deteriorates. Your joy evaporates. When you're out of alignment with God's will, you're like a car with misaligned wheels. You can keep driving, but the friction will eventually destroy you. The Bible calls it kicking against the goads. In ancient times, farmers used pointed sticks called goads to direct oxen. If the ox kicked back, it only hurt itself more. Jesus told Paul, "It is hard for you to kick against the goads." Translation: stop hurting yourself by fighting my direction. Every day you resist God's plan, you're choosing struggle over peace, confusion over clarity, exhaustion over empowerment. Sarah's turning point came when she realized the energy she was spending fighting God could be used building his kingdom. The same energy that was draining her could be fueling her purpose. 6 months after she surrendered and started her nonprofit, she told me, "I haven't just found peace, I've found myself." The price of stubbornness is always higher than the cost of surrender. Here's what the world won't tell you about surrender. It's not weakness, it's the ultimate act of strength. When a master martial artist faces a stronger opponent, do they meet force with force? No. They redirect the energy. They use their opponent's strength against them. That's exactly what spiritual surrender looks like. Remember Jonah in the belly of the fish? That's where his breakthrough happened. Not when he was running, not when he was fighting, but when he finally prayed, "I will sacrifice to you with songs of thanksgiving." Surrender isn't giving up. It's giving in to something greater than yourself. So, how do you stop fighting and start flowing? First, get honest with God. Pray this with me. Lord, show me where I've been resisting you. Reveal the areas where I've chosen my way over your way. Second, release your grip. Identify what you're holding on to so tightly. That relationship, that dream, that plan. Open your hands and say, "God, this is yours." Third, listen more than you speak. In our noisy world, we've forgotten how to hear God's voice. Create space for silence. Read his word. Wait for his direction. Fourth, take one step of obedience. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the next step he's shown you. When Sarah finally surrendered and started her nonprofit, the provision came. The team assembled, the doors opened. Not because she manipulated circumstances, but because she aligned with his will. God isn't trying to take something good from you. He's trying to give you something great. But you'll never receive it with clenched fists. Right now, as I'm speaking, these words, someone watching this is at a crossroads. You can keep fighting, keep struggling, keep exhausting yourself trying to force doors open that God has closed, or you can choose a different path. Let me ask you the question that will change everything. Are you fighting God's plan or walking in it? If you're honest, really honest, you already know the answer. Maybe you've been running from a calling to ministry. Maybe you know you need to end a relationship that's pulling you away from God. Maybe he's been telling you to forgive someone, start something, or stop something. Here's the truth. The moment you stop resisting and start trusting, everything shifts. Your restlessness turns to peace. Your confusion becomes clarity. Your exhaustion transforms into energy. But it starts with a choice. Today, right now. Will you be like Jonah, who spent 3 days in darkness before he surrendered? Or will you choose to trust God's plan before the storm comes? God's plan for you isn't just good, it's perfect. It's beyond anything you could imagine or design on your own. But you'll never experience it if you keep holding on to what he's asking you to release. Stop running, stop resisting, start trusting. His plan is bigger than your fear. His purpose is stronger than your doubt. His love is greater than your past. The question isn't whether God's plan will prevail. It will. The question is, will you experience it? Through struggle or through surrender? Your transformation starts the moment you say, "Yes, Lord, your will, not mine." If this message has spoken to your heart, don't let this moment pass. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to pray with me. God, I'm tired of fighting you. I'm ready to trust you. Show me your plan and give me the courage to walk in it. The Poi. Same God who calmed the storm that was overwhelming Jonah wants to bring peace to the storm in your life. But it starts with surrender. If this video has helped you, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. What is God calling you to surrender today? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss content that could transform your spiritual journey. Remember, God's plan isn't just about your future. It's about who you become in the process of trusting Him. Your breakthrough is on the other side of your surrender. Until next time, stop fighting and start flowing with God's perfect plan for your life. God bless you.